Good morning. I'm going live to you all from my car, as you can see. I'm in a little town, probably less than a couple of hundred people. I've just pulled here with you on mindset and week 3 of deliberate creation. Mind. What is mind? Trying to find a good view, but it's a bit difficult over the steering wheel. What is mind? Mind is an activity. Quite often we think of mind and we picture the brain. And mind isn't the brain. Mind is the activity of thinking. And mind actually exists in every cell of our body. Every cell of our body, not just in the brain. So we have a conscious and a subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind is our thinking mind, our reasoning mind. It's where we're able to use will and persistence, where we're able to choose our perspective, where we're able to imagine. And then we've got our subconscious, and our subconscious is like the storehouse. It's all of our past. It's our memories. It's our belief system. Our beliefs from our programming between the ages of birth and 8 are when our subconscious mind is wide open. And, it's the time when we believe everything that's going on around us. We don't have the ability to reason. So what we hear our parents say, what we overhear adults say, what we overhear other kids saying, what other kids say directly to us, we believe, and it becomes our belief system. Our subconscious is also, the genetic coding. It's pre-life, it's past life, it's ancestry. So there's a lot in our subconscious mind that usually we're not even aware is there. It's a storehouse of lots of different aspects of us brought together. It's probably not even us, because most of our subconscious programming comes from other people. And even if it is something we've concocted, something that we've assumed, it's not often truth. Now, truth is relative anyway. You and I could both be looking at the same thing and we'd see something different. And that's because we are always looking through the filter of our belief system and the frequency that we're in at the time. So we've got our subconscious and our conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject an idea. So, we can look at something outside of us. Someone might say, look at the leaves on the tree. They're polka dotted. And we can say, no, they're not. And we don't accept that belief. But everything we do accept, everything we do believe, becomes part of the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind cannot of its own accept or reject. It accepts everything that the conscious mind gives to it. Or we don't reject. So, when we're sitting in front of a television, even if we're not paying attention to it, and we're hearing the same things over and over and over again, even if we're not paying attention to them, they can get into our subconscious mind. So if we're sitting there and the news is on and we're hearing about the demise of the world, and it's something we do every day, maybe several times a day, maybe we listen to it on the radio as well, maybe we read it in the newspaper, we're actually making that part of our subconscious mind. Now, there's two ways to program our subconscious mind. There's two ways to reprogram our subconscious mind. Now, the two ways of programming it are repetition. You know, a baby learns to walk by repetition, learns to feed itself, it learns to go to potty. You know, it's about doing it over and over and over again until you learn the skill, until it becomes part of the natural programming. You know, as adults, we learn to drive. Then we drive pretty much unconsciously, subconsciously. You know, how many times have you driven somewhere and thought, oh, I don't even remember going past XYZ. You don't remember half of the journey because you do it so often, the subconscious is doing it for you. So repetition is the first way of programming the subconscious. And the second way is by shock. You know, things that are shocking, that really make an emotional impact on us, will be remembered because they get into the subconscious mind through emotional impact. Emotional impact is usually negative. So, you know, whatever is in our subconscious mind is in there for now. It doesn't mean we're a victim, but it means that if we want to upgrade our programming, just like we buy a new program for our computer and it runs a lot differently, a lot better, we can upgrade our own programming, and it's about repetition. That will be another part in the series. But for now, you know, repetition is the way to the subconscious mind. So we've got a conscious and a subconscious mind. Will and persistence and commitment is part of the conscious mind. So we can will ourselves to do something new. You know, we can force ourselves to do something, and it's hard work because we've got to be present. We've got to actually use the will of our mind to make ourselves do something over and over again. And a diet is a good example of that. You know, until it becomes a habit, then it's the conscious mind forcing it. Most people try to make changes in their life by using the conscious mind. When we can actually make the new habit, the new something that we want to be part of our life, a habit, through repetition, it becomes part of the subconscious and it becomes easy. Now, the subconscious mind is actually what's running the show for us. 97 or 98% of the time, we are operating in the subconscious. You know, and as aware beings, you know, we might think, no, I'm conscious much more than that. But are we actually? You know, we may be aware of what we're thinking when we are deliberately thinking, but how many times do you even lift your hand without thinking about all of the muscles you've got to move and everything that's got to happen to actually do it? So, you know, our subconscious is what creates the emotions, and the emotions are the indicators of the frequency of the body. So it's our subconscious mind that really determines our frequency 97 to 98% of the time. And it's our subconscious mind that determines our actions. So, we might consciously decide we're going to do something and then realise half an hour or an hour later or half a day later that we've forgotten all about it because the subconscious has taken over and we're doing what we always do. Now, when we start to create change in our life, we start with our goal. We decide that we want to do something. We set our goal. We say, yes, this is what I really want. We start to visualize. We are thinking about it morning and night, and we're getting really excited about it. It feels really good. This visualization is so much fun. I can't wait till I'm living this goal. It feels absolutely incredible. And somewhere in the background, your subconscious mind is running a whole different set of beliefs. And this is where we run up against resistance. This is where things start to feel uncomfortable in the body. We might do something silly that contradicts what we want. We might self-sabotage. Something in the external world might even come up against us, which seemingly would stop us from doing what we want to do to create the goal. And it's all because the subconscious is running our frequency. And because of that frequency, we are attracting to us things of the old frequency, the self before the goal. And it's actually negating where we want to go consciously. So the only time that real change can happen is when we've got the conscious and the subconscious mind working together. So, the subconscious mind is in every cell of the body. Now, the subconscious mind is about habits. And habits are no more than addictions. We've got emotional addictions, we've got physical addictions, but we've also got action addictions. Now, the body gets addicted to the usual chemicals that are produced by the brain when we're in a certain emotional state. So if we are regularly in a state of stress because of whatever has been going on in our world, and we decide now that we're going to change our life and we're all excited, our body, because of the addiction to those stress chemicals that it's had year after year, it's going to send messages to the brain that it needs this chemical. And, that is going to cause disharmony in the body as well. And we start to feel negative feelings. Sometimes we don't even know why we're feeling these negative feelings, but it's coming from the subconscious. It's coming from the body's addiction to the chemical that the body normally is running on. And, even habits are addictions to actions. We get up of a morning, we do the same thing, in the same sequence. Day after day, we get up, we go to the bathroom, we might shower, we have breakfast, we do our teeth, whatever your routine is. And anything that we can do to actually start to change these habits while we're changing our belief will actually start to reprogram the subconscious mind. But it takes time. And when we can understand how the mind works and what's going on in the body, it's easy to say and to recognize, wow, I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. all of this stuff is coming up in my outside world, this is proof that I'm actually changing. This is an indicator that I'm on the verge of creating something new, that I'm on the edge of reprogramming my subconscious. A lot of us, we get to this point where we're creating change and it feels so bad, it feels so uncomfortable, or the outside world is causing so much disharmony that we begin to respond to our environment. And our body, remember, is our environment as well. And we give up on our dream. And I've seen this over and over and over again. I've seen this in my online business. You know, my online business is about personal branding, which means we've got to know ourselves and we've got to learn to be authentic, to be the same online as we are offline, to be the same around strangers as we are with our friends. And when we start to do that, we get uncomfortable because we are waking up to parts of ourselves which deliver to us, in the end, absolute deliciousness. But until we create that permanent change, when we start, life gets difficult. You know, we might get unexpected bills. We might, have some sort of sickness in ourselves or in a family member that, seems more important. So we give up on what we're doing. It may be, just discomfort in the body. A lot of people who are on the spiritual journey, I was one of them. I was listening to Esther Hicks, to Abraham Hicks, and Esther used to always say, if it feels uncomfortable, then it's not for you. What she didn't, or he didn't, or they didn't emphasize is that our thoughts are always behind any feeling that's going on in our body. So if I have a thought that I'm going to earn an extra $20,000 this month, and that feels awesome, but my subconscious mind is in a whole different place, my body is filled with a mix of different chemicals, and these different emotions and chemicals are actually causing chaos in the body and therefore chaos in my world. And when I can understand that that's symptomatic of change, I can celebrate myself that change is actually happening. So, this webinar, this live that I'm doing today, really is to help you understand your own self and understand that your world is just an extension of you. Whatever you're feeling inside is what's appearing in your world. And you can't change the outside world by manipulating anything. You can move stuff around in the outside world, sure. But to make any real change, it's got to happen in here. Because if you change something in the outside world, and you might do that temporarily, but unless the frequency and the programming in the subconscious mind is changed, it's going to be temporary. So, I know every single person is the same. We're all pure consciousness. We're all infinite beings of infinite potential who have the power that creates worlds flowing through them, and we get to direct that and create the blueprint of what we desire in the world. But we can only do that through understanding ourselves and understanding the world and doing the internal work. So please listen to this over and over and over again. Ask questions. We're all in this together, and the more that we interact, the quicker the change for us all. If we all keep to ourselves and stay in our own little worlds, we don't have the accountability, we don't necessarily have the full understanding. We're born into the world with this seemingly illusion of separation so that we can interact with each other, and in doing so, know and understand ourselves. So have an absolutely beautiful day. I need to keep moving, but wish you all a happy Easter. I know it's Easter Sunday for many of you. It's Monday here for me. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you through the week, and again next Monday at the same time, and continuing this journey into ourself and into the world of deliberate creation. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Bye for now.